I'm Linda Thompson. This is Inside the Sex Industry, Episode 2. Women make money in the sex industry, but the real big bucks are made by those who control the buying and selling. Cassie tells me how her pimp recruited her.
I had advertised myself as looking for work on Gumtree, and I knew what kind of work I was advertising myself for because the pictures weren't the kind of pictures you put up for a retail job. But I was approached then on Gumtree, and this is how they do it. This is how I know a lot of pimps know how to do it. The pimps will just send out multiple emails to multiple girls. If the girl responds back, he'll then try and talk her into it, make it sound really glamorous. You're in a really nice flat, we'll give you your own mobile phone. You can earn hundreds and hundreds of pounds a day. You'll see really nice clients and they'll be really nice to you and they'll buy you gifts and all this. And this is how you're sold the idea. But taking back to this flat, this work flat, so I started that day. We'd put up pictures, he built me a profile, all this sort of stuff. He was doing all this work and I was meant to be really grateful, and that's why I was giving him a cut of all my money every day. And then the more you work for that person that's your pimp, who doesn't like you to call them your pimp, he's just the guy that gets you bookings, your booking agent, the more you realise actually he's taking the piss out of you. You get your own mobile phone, so you're taking your own bookings. He's never really on your profile updating it, you're doing it. You're having to pay for your photographer to do your photos for your profile. And the mobile phone that you're given is a crappy little handset that costs £9 out of the phone shop. So, you know, all the glamour that you're told about and that you're made to think, the more you start working, the more you see that just disappears. It just disappears.
Did escorting pay a lot more for you than working in a sauna?
So you work in the flat for him all day, and from each of your bookings, say if you're doing a half hour, which is 100, you would give him, I think it's 30. That's how it was divided. He'd always get a cut. When I worked in the flats with pimps, I've seen so many girls just fall apart, and so many girls just lose, you know, they'd come into it with a sparkle in their eye and they'd leave like a shadow of themselves. A lot of damaged girls, a lot of girls getting pregnant from clients, a lot of them getting really bad STIs, especially the foreign girls. A lot of them I see being used and abused, and a lot of pimps taking over them, stealing their passports off them and saying, you're not getting your passport back, you work for me. So actually owning them, and they have to buy their passport back. That I've seen that happen so many times.
So what would you say about those pimps exploiting that kind of vulnerability?
Any pimp's exploiting. Any pimp will exploit. For them, they're making money. They don't care about the girls that are working for them. They don't care about their sexual health. They don't care about their well-being. They don't care about their mental health. Any pimp that claims that he does is an absolute liar, because no man goes into that industry having respect for women. None. They don't care. The more broken these girls are, the more control they have over them. You know. So yeah, there's some drugs. I'll get you some drugs. I'll keep you working all night, so I'll give you more drugs. And I know that a lot of them had to do sexual favours for the pimp, and that girl wasn't busy with a client, so come on. And she couldn't say no. How could she say no? She lives there, she works there, he's in control of her. If you threatened to leave, you were told that you wouldn't be able to work in Edinburgh, or you'd have to give him a big payment there and then to pay him off. That's how it worked.
So that pimp would still want to control you after you left him?
The pimp would still control you after you left him, and what he would do is he just made life unbearable for me. My pimp went onto all these forums for clients like Punternet and all that kind of stuff. He pretended he was a punter and he'd seen me and he knew that I was trans.
For people who don't know, tell them a wee bit more about Punternet.
One of my clients at the time texted me and said, someone's written something about you that's not very nice up on Punternet. And I was like, Punternet? I've never been told about this ever. And they're basically the most degrading forums. Basically what punters do is they go on and they name the girl and they name whereabouts she works and put a telephone number up, and either warn guys off from seeing her, or they'll write things like she's got a tight little, like just really graphic, horrendous stuff you don't want to read about yourself, really demeaning, really degrading. But the girls that get the best reviews are generally the girls that will do absolutely anything for any money. If you refuse to do stuff without condoms, or you refuse to do anal, or you refuse to do what it is they want, they'll just go on and they'll slate you. And if you get a bad review, your basic working career is done.
Did you read your own reviews?
I stupidly read my own reviews. So I went on and read this thing about myself about me being trans, and then there loads of guys underneath had commented, I've been to see her, she's definitely not trans, I've had sex with her, she's definitely got a real vagina. And then there'd be other guys going, yeah, she's got a bit of a strong jawline, and you know, something about her vagina was a bit tight and it wasn't very lubricated, all this stuff. But when you read it, you're just like, it really angers you. You're like, how dare someone speak about me like that on a forum? But then you have to think to yourself, you are just a piece of meat to them. You are just another girl that's giving out sex in Edinburgh.
Cassie brought home to me who's really in charge in this industry. Next time, Cassie tells me what her years in the sex industry have meant for her.
If someone's paying, then I'll do it, but if they're not paying, then I don't want it. It's like when you overdo something, it becomes a chore. But it's like if you work in a bar all day, you don't want to then go and sit in a bar after your shift. It's kind of the same thing. So for most of my life, it's been really difficult to hold down any kind of relationships with anyone.
This is a media co-op production for endprostitutionnow.org. Thanks to Cassie, to everyone else involved, and to you for listening.